Friday, April 12th, 4:51 p.m. New York time. Welcome to Winning Wall Street's Money. Self-explanatory, right? Own up, follow instructions. And my Patreon page. Here's the link. It's also below in the description. Get the access to the video the same day it's released and a lot more deep insight for trade ideas. Let's start the video on the week's events. So we'll do the top down on the Dow 30 US stock index, comparing to the 30 companies listed in it alphabetical order. Guess what? We're almost in the middle of the month of April. Wow, the first quarter already done. We're in the second quarter now, and earnings are already starting. Looking here at a 5-year chart, 5 years of history. Each candle a week for the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Past 5 years, here's the low, 2020. And now, the year 2024, all-time new high, outstanding. Outstanding. Also want to include this. Update that. As a demand zone. As a demand zone. Yep, struggle's real. Make it wider. There we go. That was a high. And then we went down. That made a swing high. We broke the swing high here. I'm going to zoom in some more. Broke that swing high of 2022. Again, swing high. We broke it last year. Huge impulse move up. Big, strong candle. Extremely bullish candle. That's positive. Broke above it. Yep, one expected natural retracement. Natural retracement. Come back and test it. Looking for opportunities behind the dip. So for the week, we closed red, lower high, lower low, as well as that prior week. Yeah. Still above the low of the year. It's still up strong, natural retracement. So now that we know the Dow index, lower low, lower high, but still on the side of the range of last year, let's compare it with the 30 companies alphabetical order. Let's see what's performing better this week, as well as making new highs of the year. First, Apple. Again, 5-year chart, each candle's a week. Look at that. Here's the low for the past 5 years of Apple. Last year, Apple made the new high. This week, Apple closed green. Huge trading range, but it also made that new low for the year. Big difference than the Dow index. Two big differences. It's past 2 weeks in the Dow index, huge red candles, trending down. Apple, huge reversal. Look at that prior week, small lower trading range there. Yeah, big difference. Coming off the lows of this year. So let's readjust this because it did make a new low for the year and rejected it. Identify what the low is, 167.11, and adjust this. If you're bullish Apple, buying on a dip. And we have this swing low here too. Amgen. Here's the stock symbol. Past 5 years. This year made the high. And look at that. New low for the year. Similar to the, not the index. Nope. Okay. Index performing better than this. Suggest the low. Check that. So comparison to the Dow, yeah, both weeks red, lower low, lower high, but this past week smaller trading range. And Amazon being one of the new stocks added this year to the Dow 30. Remember, Walgreens got the boot, was removed. Amazon was added. This orange vertical line was the week it was added. Since it was added, trended up, made a new all-time high. Outstanding. New high for the year. Also took out the high of 2021. Outstanding. We'll remove this. It's not valid anymore. So I closed my Amazon position. I bought Amazon back here. Actually, I bought it before that because it got added to the Dow that week. But the news was released earlier, so I bought it earlier. And I sold it last Friday, was it? Yep. Sold it at the high at that point because that was the high, and then it went higher. Yeah, I gave away. I left money on the table and it ran higher. Thank you, Amazon. But again, I'm looking to buy in the dip because I expect Amazon to be higher at the end of the year. But it hasn't dipped yet for me. Want to buy it. American Express. Red for the week. Lower low, lower high, just like the Dow. Again, we have Amazon that made the new high for the year. The whole index is not bearish. No. The whole index is not doing retracements. And Boeing. What do you not know about Boeing? New low for the year. And also took out the low of last year. Wow. Took out the low of last year. Struggle's real. So we have a gap here that hasn't got filled. But I will do this. I want to add the high of this year. There we go. There we go. Huge trading range. Huge consolidation. Let's go to the next. Caterpillar, Charlie Alpha Tango. New high for the year. New high for the 5 years. Again, outstanding. Amazon, Caterpillar, yep. Even though we have the Dow trending down, huge sell-off. Nope, not with Caterpillar. Performing better than the index. Salesforce, also stock symbol, Charlie Romeo Mike. Inside candle for the week. So all that volatility, it couldn't take out the higher low of last week. Indecision. And remember, made a new high for 5 years right here. This is a huge consolidation with a lot of whipsaw on here. So if this builds consolidation and doesn't break, picture that as probably accumulation, building energy for the next breakout to the upside. Cisco Systems, yep. Huge consolidation here. That may be in distribution phase. Chevron, Charlie Victor X-Ray. New high for the year. Can you believe that? Oil company Chevron, new high for the year. And impulse move down, midpoint, test it, sold off, went back up. This is a ABC. Bottom is A, B, C, D. The trend line from here to there to there is similar, the same. Natural retracement of this impulse move down. Be concerned. If and when we test this, we're looking for a close above it. That'd be bullish. Not just a test, but a close above it. Or a trend reversal for the opportunity to trade bearish. We'll see what happens. Yes, we'll certainly see what happens. Because again, it's interesting. The index selling off for the last 2 weeks and the Chevron making higher highs, higher lows. A lot of that has to do with crude oil trending up. Maybe this is a swing high. There we go. because that's a swing point with a trend reversed. Also down here. Let's label that one. Swing low. Here we go. Disney, Delta, India, Sierra. Yep. Recently, it took out the high of last year. Nice. And since then, the past 2 weeks, just like the Dow, trending down. We have a huge impulse move up here. Big green candle above average. Huge body. For me, I identify that as an important event to label midpoint. Potential retest, potential trade idea. If and when it retests. That's simple. The body, not the high and low of the wicks, the body. Next, because this is a bullish candle, I'll label the bottom. Up. Impulse up. Potential test of that too. There we go. Potential trade idea if we retest those. That's Disney. Dow Chemical. Inside candle for the week. Between the high and low of this year. Yep. Yeah, that last week was the high of the year. Big, solid body, equivalent to a red candle. Up here, very concerning. Also, we didn't have that follow through. This was a swing point, which happened to be the high of 2000 last year, 2023. We have that gap here. This was a gap down. A lot of reasons why it's selling off here. One being that we had that gap. Gaps like to get tested. Tested there, filled, ran up, filled. We have a swing high here. Swing points like to get retested, which happened to be the last year. We rejected it. So again, whoever bought up here, maybe they found out they were wrong. They closed the trade here. People that bought here, down here, maybe finally want to take their trades because they didn't buy, they didn't sell there, they sold here. The point here is we're hitting this. This is a river. We haven't broke above it yet, but this river, or you could call it the ceiling. Hear me here. Hear me. The ceiling, we're hitting it. Eventually, they're going to break through at some point in time. How many attempts? Well, let's identify this. This red candle. When I hover over these candles, the volume is going to be here. That red candle had over 20 million shares dumping, selling, panic selling. 20 million plus shares. We gapped here, went down with higher volume, over 42 million. So again, the sell-off continued, more selling went down. Are we retesting this on higher or lower volume? Well, the retest was here. The retest, 24 million. We went lower on higher volume. We did the retest on lighter volume. Got it? And then we did another retest here. 24 million. I'm going to zoom in some more. Maybe I catch this. Dump the panic selling. 42 million. 42 million. Again, the volume be here when I have a river. 42 million. First retest, 24 million. The next 20 million. The next 18. So notice these were declining. So there's less volume up there. And then as it declined, this was a consolidation, sell off. You actually had less selling occurring down here. So again, there are people willing to hold up here, but they were wrong because they didn't continue up and sold off. Down here, 43 million. A lot more volume traded down here than up here. 26 million. 43 million, 26 million. Less volume down here, less panic selling. Some new buyers wrote it up. Let's see, when this broke, this swing low, this red candle. Big difference, 26 million. 26 million, 26 million. Again, less volume down here. New buyers stepped in, pumped it up. here, 24 million. So want to expect, we're looking for volume, maybe 30 million higher to break above here, just to show that it's real confident. So again, we're looking for a breakout above the stream, above the ceiling, and we want to see in a high volume to give confidence. Got it? Yep. That looks like it was distribution here too. Yep. Distribution. Tombatel. Again, potential trade idea. Goldman Sachs. Huge sell-off this week, just like the Dow Chemical. And look at that. Here's the low. Should label midpoint on this too. So that was a big green candle. If you're familiar with these midpoints I mentioned, we're looking for trade ideas when they get tested or nearly retested, because it doesn't mean it's actually going to test it or touch it, come close to it. But potential patterns form at or near those for new trades. As well, this green candle impulse up. So it breaks. If it blows below that midpoint, might see a retest there. Home Depot. Yep. Just like the Dow, the past 2 weeks, huge sell-off coming to the low of the year, which happens to be a swing point. Honeywell, extreme consolidation. You notice this? This was a lot of whipsaw. It got tight. This was 2022, and then 2023, even tighter. See the low of last year and the high of last year? That was still inside the range of the prior one. Let me actually include that here. So again, you have a massive consolidation forming here. Stem is out. So this is the low of 2022. So 2022, the high, the low last year. But 2023, we were still inside the range of 2022. And this year, we're still inside the range of last year. So it's tighter, building a coil, a piece of metal wrapped around circles, getting tighter and tighter, where it's going to break out at some point. That's Honeywell. Yep. IBM, big dump. Oops. It should be 2024. Let's fix that up. Darn night shift, screw things up. There we go. Intel. So we took out the low of this year. No surprise, Intel. Also midpoint there. We had a test there. Finally broke below it. Big strength down. Let's update this. So notice we broke below it, closed below it. Not this green candle. This green candle touched it, closed above it. And the red candle broke below and closed it. Bearish bias. One could be looking for retracement, potential bearish trade on the faster time frame. Set up on the higher time frame, trigger on the faster time frame. I explain that deeply on my Patreon page. As well, includes for day trading too. Johnson & Johnson also broke below the low of this year. Recently, coming to the swing low of last year. JP Morgan, a huge dump after making the new high for the past 5 years here. Huge dump. A lot of these will be giving opportunities to buy in the dips or investments. Several of these companies I'm showing you had earnings this week. Coca-Cola, new low for the year. Screw that. That's a swing point right here. Let's label that. Potential target on the downside. And certainly want to label the high of the year. McDonald's. Yep. Broke the low of the year, low of this year. I don't know why it says 2023. That night shift type of thing wrong. Anyway, that was McDonald's. Huge sell off. We already were bearish bias when these big other moves occurred. Nothing new here. They were midpoint. So notice this little tiny green candle, small wick, top bottom, small body, dodgy candle, the bottom of a trend. We have a potential reversal here. I'll be looking at on the higher time frame, sell alerts, potential bullish trade. Bullish trade being bounce. Be played both ways, day trade, swing trade. And wanted to also label, because there's an impulse move down, let's label that. Really defining. Look at that last year too. And then fast recovery. V patterns. V patterns are not the best. Nope. On a good pattern, I usually see staircase pattern higher high. I show those in my videos. Here's a V pattern. Often show potential weakness because the rush up may not have been organic. Yeah. Then you have the distribution here and the dump. We'll see if this next one's going to do a cup and handle pattern or if it's going to be a V pattern. 3M. Last week, the new high of the year, dodgy candle, dragonfly up here, inside candle, another dodgy. Yeah, it might be distribution here. Smart money might be selling. Midpoint there too. Plus that impulse moves up. So let's label that. Yeah. And label midpoint. And I'll be looking for potential bearish trade here. Either way, day trade or swing trade. Red trigger on the faster time frame. You're asking me what faster time frame? Yep, I discussed that in my other videos. Merck. Huge green candle. We're still inside the range there. A lot of energy. Doesn't surprise me, it's Merck. and the swing point. Different color. Microsoft. All-time high for the past 5 years. Huge consolidation here. Let's see if it's distribution or accumulation. Oh, interesting. Yeah, this high. Volume's going to be down here. This high, 134 million plus. Higher high, a lot less volume. Huge consolidation here. Let's see if it's distribution. 73 million. Inside candle. 86. 80. Wow. All those little dodgies, bodies, they're not dodgies, but those little bodies have maybe distribution up there. See these highs being rejected, small wicks on the top being rejected up there. So smart money may be doing distribution and someone else stepping and buying up there on that distribution, not understanding that. Yep. See what happens. Again, consolidation, breakout to the upside, consolidation, staircase pattern, higher high. At some point in time, you expect distribution. Nike, no surprise. We know this for years. I've been showing this bearish bias. Yeah. So that was this year's low, of course, we took out. And here's the low of last year. 88.66. Let's see if we actually tested it. Nope. Nope, just close, but we haven't tested it. Huge consolidation there too. Let's go ahead and label the high of this year, which happened to be that first week of this year that it dumped. PG, Procter Gamble. Inside candle for the week. All that volatility in a lot of stocks, and this did that little tiny inside candle. Okay. Travelers, another financial one. Huge dump. Let's label midpoint of this big green candle. It also is impulse up. You notice all these companies we're going through, a lot of them are still closer to the highs of the year instead of the lows. And then you have other ones that are consolidations. So the action of the index is not the same comparison for all these. There's certainly a lot of strong companies out there. But again, some of the ones that are heavily weighted in the index are the ones that brought the index down. Well, the financials are heavily weighted in the index for the Dow. Dow being diversified index, but still heavily weighted in financials. Uniform November hotel. Okay, we know it made a real low for the year. Let's remove that. And took out the low of last year. That's bad. Yep, there's a lot of places it could fall. Swing points, consolidation, retest. Interesting. Yep. Label that swing low. Again, these opportunities to be buying the dip. Wait till the trend reversed. Visa, another financial. Again, what's this? Candle. High wick, small body. Yep. Bearish pin bar, no surprise. We had a sell off. No surprise. Again, look at here. Big impulse move up. Doing some house maintenance there. Oops. Here we go. Horizon. Huge consolidation. Once we had that impulse move up here, first week of the year, look at this. Bearish pin bar, more of a dragonfly candle here. Bearish pin bar, no surprise. What was the volume here? 108 million distribution. Dump, 97 million. So 108 million, 83 million. That's interesting. So less volume here than here. Huge dump. What was that? 97 million, 85 million. And it's Verizon, not surprising. And Walmart. Green for the week. Higher high, higher low. Huge consolidation up here holding up. Still got that gap over here too. Let's fix that, label that gap. So you see I'm using these yellow orange lines. That's what I want to use. And you're going to see different ones. When that one gets tested, it's gap filled. Gap tested right there. I use a different line, same color. Gap tested. Set my alerts later on. So you bullish Walmart from here and Amazon from here to the end of the year. Again, we may see lower prices coming into an opportunity to buy the dips. Look at that impulse move up. There we go. Thank you as always for spending just a little bit of time with me. That's it for the video. Thanks for watching.